Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? Welcome to another week of Power Rankings. Let's get to it. And good evening, baseball fans. Hello. Right around 100 people to start things off. How are we doing, everyone? A lot of familiar faces. Yet again, you guys love the Power Rankings. You're out here every single week. What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? Let's see. Who do we got here? Boba Fett. Hello. Jack. What is going on, my friend? How are we doing? Nicholas, thank you for being here, one of our moderators. Thank you so much for all you do, my friend. I do appreciate it. We got Ethan in the chat. What's going on? Jason, Mason, Fan for Life, 34, Nexus Eagles. What is going on? Jacob Toon, one of our members. What's going on? Jimmy Sidebottom. Hello. Mr. First Cat. What's going on? We also had another Robbie Hyde in here, and my goodness, we gotta cut that out. No fake accounts here in the chat. Owen, what's going on? Oof Noob, Conman752, one of our big Orioles fans, is here in the chat. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And everyone else, hello. How are we doing? Hope we all had a good weekend. Hope we all had a good week coming into today. Not a whole lot of changes in the power rankings tonight. I got a few big ones, I would say. But no, well, maybe one team I think is going to drop a little bit. I'll let you guess which team that's going to be. We got a little bit of movement, not anything crazy, but a little bit. It's enough to be to talk about, to sink our teeth into. We've had some good baseball. My Red Sox, they just have the Cardinals number. They've had it now for how many years? Almost 20 years now, since 2004. Won a couple of World Series, winning another series today. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Man, oh man. My Red Sox are finally starting to look pretty good. They've looked pretty good, but winning consistently. It's good to see. They've won 5 straight series now, so it's nice to see that they're, I think, fully back to their winning ways. This was a bit of a test today against the Cardinals. They got a tough schedule coming up, but it was nice to see a good a series win against a good team. But we had a lot of other good baseball. The Blue Jays had an exciting one today against the Yankees. The Yankees have just looked phenomenal. So for the Blue Jays, the fact that they were able to do that against the Yankees today, my goodness. This Yankees team has just been so good lately. The Mets have just continued to be solid. The Dodgers, tough loss today, but the Guardians are coming on strong. I told all of you before the season, I said, look out for the Guardians. No one wanted to listen to me. And what do you know? Look at the Guardians. Man, oh man. But before I do get started, let me just do a few of my cheap plugs. Hey, everyone, I've put out a few videos this past week. And, hey, they're gaining some traction. We've been getting some subscribers this week. Man, oh man, I think we got over like 100 subscribers this week. So anyone that is new from any of those videos that I put out this past week, welcome to the channel. I do Power Rankings live every single week. I have been going on Mondays for the last couple of weeks, but I think I might go back to Sundays. I don't know, I'm bouncing around. The schedule's just kind of weird lately, but I like doing Power Rankings on Sundays. It just feels better. I don't know. I feel like more people come out to it too on Sunday nights, but hey, what can you do? But again, getting to the cheap plugs as always. And if anyone is new, about that, everyone. My goodness, my microphone stopped working. If you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me, hit the bell notification. Share the stream if you can. And especially if you are new, hit that subscribe button because we're getting into the busy part of the season here. as you can see here, it's June 19th. We're a little more than, a month out from the trade deadline. We're getting closer and closer, and you guys know what that means. All the trade rumors. I'm telling you, subscribe to the channel right now. And everyone, please hit that like button. How many likes do I want tonight? I want 200 likes tonight. Can we get to 200 likes? We're at 40 right now, 105 people in the chat. What the heck are you guys doing? Hit that like button for me. My goodness, come on. But also, everyone, don't forget, we have a couple of partnerships here on the channel. I am partners with SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE. You get $20 off your first purchase. We're partners with Prize Picks, so if you're into the sports betting game, then go give Prize Picks a chance. FanDuel, DraftKings, those guys are cool, but Prize Picks, go give them a chance. If you use my code GINGER, you'll get a 100% deposit match. So if you deposit $20, they'll give you $20. So go check it out. Also, everyone, I do have a podcast. I am the host of the Believe in Red Sox podcast. I do this at least a couple of times per week. I'll be doing this live tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for that. So any Red Sox fans, come on out. Come take a listen on my thoughts from this past series against the Cardinals and their upcoming series against the Tigers, as well as their upcoming schedule over the next few weeks. So also, everyone, if you missed this announcement this past week, I'm not sure how many people heard this one, but I'm going to go over it one more time. Me and John Bitzer of Baseball Trade Values are going to be starting up a new show every single week. We're going to be talking trades, all the trades, any trade-related content that you're looking for, we're going to be talking about it every week. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this partnership. So make sure we're probably not going to start this week, maybe the week after, but be on the lookout for this. I'll keep you all tuned in to when we will go live for the first time. Again, just once a week, just going to be talking trades, especially with a busy trade season coming up. So, alrighty, let's get to it, everyone. Let's get to the power rankings. Wardy is here. Wardy, NYM, what is going on, my friend? Wardy, man, my hip is just now recovering from all the baseball that we were playing. My goodness, my hip has been a grandpa hip for the last, 2 weeks now. What the heck is going on? But I'm starting to finally come around. That playing baseball like that, it beat up my body. I'm how old am I now? I feel like I'm 45 years old now. I'm 32, but I feel like I'm almost 50. My goodness, my poor hip. But everyone, go give Wardy a follow. Go give him a subscribe. Go check out all of his Mets content. He's been doing a great job over there. Wardy, thank you for stopping by. All right, everyone. Let's get to the power rankings. Enough of me just blabbering on over here. Let's get to it. Let's put on the music. All righty. So, if you are new to the channel, this is how I do my power rankings every single week. We use Tier Maker. I have 5, or how many tiers here? 6 different tiers, 26 through 30, 21 through 25, 16 through 20, 11 through 15, 6 through 10, and 1 through 5. I start at 30. I go all the way to number 1. Here are my power rankings from last week. In the top 5, I had the Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Padres, and the Astros. 6 through 10. This is last week, so if you are just coming in, this is not this week. This is last week. 6 through 10, Blue Jays, Braves, Twins, Giants, and the Rays. And rounding out the top 15, we had the Cardinals, Red Sox, Phillies, Brewers, and the Guardians. So I'm going to start fresh this week. Let's get started at number 30. And also, I kind of like to just run through the bottom half. I like to just do a quick little thing. So stick with me. I will get to the top 15 here shortly. Starting at number 30. We got the Oakland A's. They're staying at number 30 from last week. Lost both of their series this past week to the Red Sox and the Royals. But Paul Blackburn, man, that guy, he is doing really good. ERA is in the low 2s. I mean, the Red Sox got 8 hits off of him. They couldn't score a run, or they scored 1 run off of him. But he's kind of one of these guys, man, against a tough lineup. He'll bend, But he's very tough to break. Paul Blackburn having himself a really good season. Definitely should get an All-Star nod. I don't see why he wouldn't go to the All-Star game. He has been, besides Montaz, he's been one of the only bright spots on that team. So Paul Blackburn, please stay away from my Red Sox for the rest of the year. Coming in at number 29, we got the Cincinnati Reds. They moved down one spot from last week. They've lost 4 in a row. They got swept by the Brewers. Just not a great week overall, man. However, Tyler Mahle had a really good start this past week. 9 shutout innings, struck out 12. Mahle's going to be a big piece at this trade deadline. He's going to be really sought after. Him and Luis Castillo, man, they're going to be hot commodities on the market this year by the deadline. But Mahle, I'm telling you, man, more of a fly ball kind of a guy. So I could see him being a good fit for the Giants, maybe even being a good fit for the Mets. They got a bit of a spacious park over there. Hey, we're going to talk about the Mets here in a little bit. We're looking like some good news on Max Scherzer. Looking like some good news, but McGill came back recently. He's going to be out. We'll talk about the Mets here in a little bit, but Mahle, he's going to be a name to look out for by the deadline this year. And Castillo, he went 7 innings against the Diamondbacks this past week. Looked pretty good. They do got some other guys that are playing pretty well. Tommy Pham, Kyle Farmer, they're hitting pretty well. Brandon Drury, man, 3 home runs on the week, went 2 for 4 today. All those guys, and that's another one. Kyle Farmer, be on the lookout for him this year. I think he could be on the market possibly. He could be of some use for some teams out there. But also Brandon Drury too. He can play a lot of positions. I could see Drury being a popular piece at the deadline this year. Coming in at number 28, I got the Nationals. Where the heck are the Nationals? Here we go, the Nationals. They moved down one spot from last week. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Phillies. They got swept by the Braves. Pretty cool moment today. Juan Soto hit a home run. A dad and his son were there. The son predicted it, and the dad caught it. Pretty cool. Josh Bell, he's also going to be another guy to look out for on the trade market. He had himself a good week, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs. But other than that, nothing going on with the Nationals. Number 27, we got the Kansas City Royals. They've actually been playing a little bit better. They move up a spot from last week. Kansas City, they did lose their series against the Giants, but they did win their series against the A's. Brad Keller had a good start against the A's this past week. 7 shutout innings. Gotta love it. Even Brady Singer looked pretty good. Other than that, not really a whole lot going on with the Royals, man. You got some pieces there. Andrew Benintendi is going to be the popular trade piece there. Carlos Santana is heating up a little bit. Could he be a trade piece? We'll have to wait and see. Coming in at number 26, rounding out the bottom tier, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hey, this was a cool one today, man. Jack Suwinski, 3 home runs today. Walk-off home run against the Giants. Are you kidding me? My goodness, what the heck? Jack Suwinski, man. Actually, let me pull up here. Let me pull up the rookie leaderboards. These aren't updated yet. They update, I think, like 6:30 in the morning every morning. So his numbers will not be here. But coming into today, he had 8 homers, 16 RBIs. He had a 414 slugging, so that's definitely going to go up. But overall, when it comes to the qualified rookies, he ranks 17th. But I'm imagining he's going to, once these update, 3 home runs on the day. Are you kidding me? This guy's definitely going to bump up a little bit. But Jack Suwinski, been a pretty good story for the Royals. Oh, not the Royals, the Pirates this year. His dad was also there. What a Father's Day gift. You got to love that. Also, speaking of rookies, O'Neal Cruz getting the call. Let's pull up his numbers here. Their number 3 prospect overall finally getting the call back. But let's take a look at his numbers in the minors. I thought he was going to be with the team on opening day, but they had other ideas. But this year in AAA, over 54 games, he was hitting .233, a .337 on base, a .424 slugging. His numbers actually, when you look at the numbers here compared to last year and the year before, numbers are actually not looking all that great. When he was with AAA last year, he played 6 games. The guy was just a monster. He hit 524 over those 6 games. But with AA last year, he played a lot more games, 63. He hit 292 during that time, a 346 on base, a 536 slugging. I mean, my goodness. He's got, I mean, look at that, 18 stolen bases as well. Gotta love that, man. But O'Neal Cruz lately has been hitting a lot better. We're actually pull up his game logs here. Can I pull up his minor league game log? Where is it? Minor league game log. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Here we go. So let's pull up his stats recently. But if you take a look, I mean, yeah, as you can see here, look at all these hits. I mean, my goodness. Had a hit here. 2 for 5, 1 for 3, 2 for 5, 1 for 3, 1 for 4. I mean, he's getting a lot more base hits in this past month, so I can see why the Pirates wanted to give him the call. Hey, O'Neal Cruz, really excited for him. The guy's massive. He's 6'7", basically Aaron Judge. So be on the lookout for O'Neal Cruz. Here we go. So that rounds out my bottom tier. Here we go. Moving on to the next tier. Coming in at number 25, we got the Chicago Cubs. Not a whole lot going on with the Cubs, man. Basically, they're just going to be a team to look out for at the deadline. You got a lot of relievers there. You got some other pieces on that team that could be serviceable for other teams. Honestly, for my Red Sox, I'm hoping Chaim Bloom, man. I'm hoping he goes after David Robertson. I think he would be a great fit for the Red Sox. I'm not going to get too deep into it. Be on the lookout. When it comes to some upcoming podcasts for my Red Sox podcast, be on the lookout because I'm going to be going over some trade targets soon that I think the Red Sox should at least make phone calls about, at least. But David Robertson, he's going to be on that list. I think he would be really good for the Red Sox. I digress. But Robertson, he's having himself a good season for the Cubs. But as for the Cubs, swept by the Padres. But they did win their series against the Braves this past weekend. Look at that. This Braves team, they've been red hot, man. And for the Cubs to win a series against the Braves, are you kidding me? Keegan Thompson, Justin Steele, they pitched well this week. Martin got the win today. So other than that, there's just not a whole lot going on with the Cubs, man. Not a whole lot going on. But hey, big series win against the Braves. Got to love that. Coming in at number 24, we got the Detroit Tigers. Man, bummer of a team this year, man. Down a spot from last week. They were swept by the White Sox, split their series against the Rangers. But the big story with the Tigers this week, Riley Green, the number 2 overall prospect in Major League Baseball, getting the call. Hey, this guy he's already off to a great start, man. He reached base 6 times in this past weekend. And in 2 games, he reached base 6 times. He had 2 hits and he had 4 walks. Are you kidding me? I mean, what a great start to your Major League Baseball career, man. My goodness. What I love about rookies, I love when they draw walks. I love when they show that patience at the plate. I love when they show that ability to just have a good at-bat. And Riley Green, you saw that a lot this past weekend. Number 23, I got the Baltimore Orioles. Hey, they had a series with the Blue Jays this week. It was actually a pretty hard-fought series. The Orioles, man, I've said this all year about the Orioles. It's a pesky team. They're just one of these teams. They're hard to beat. Most likely you're going to beat them, but they're going to push you to the limit. And they pushed the Blue Jays to the limit. And then they won their series against the Rays. I mean, this Orioles team, man, especially in division, they're such an annoying team, man. They're such an annoying team. But because of this week, because of the hard-fought series against the Blue Jays, the series win against the Rays, they move up 1 spot. But the big thing about this team that is really underrated, you don't ever hear anyone talking about this, the Orioles have more lag. Hold on, everyone. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Here we go. Are we here? Are we here? Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back. Are we going to have more lag again? I hope not, man. So, Conman752, With a super chat, O's should be 20 or higher as they have more wins than 10 teams. Yeah, I do understand that. I don't look at just the wins and the losses. I look at offense. I look at starting pitching. I look at bullpen. The bullpen, because of their bullpen, it really puts them up like a good amount. But just the offense and the starting pitching, it just doesn't really rank all that well. But I see where you're coming from. I do look at wins. But that's not the only thing that I look at. I have a bit of a system on how I do it. I have weighted averages where I look at where they rank offensively. I look at where they rank with their starting pitching, the bullpen, and so on. So again, I am looking at wins, but it's not the only thing that I'm looking at. But Con Man, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for the $5. Do appreciate it. Man, oh man, who would have thought this team would have been in this spot? I can't believe this team, man. Like, it's kind of blowing my mind, like, why they're just playing so bad. I just don't get it. The Seattle Mariners. I really don't understand it, because this is a good team. I mean, they don't look like a good team. On paper, look like a really solid team. The big thing with the Mariners is they just don't have starting pitching. They've been getting some pretty good starting pitching lately. They've been really good starting pitching lately. Robbie Ray, he's had back-to-back really good starts. He went into the 7th inning in both of those starts. Logan Gilbert's looked pretty good the last couple of times out. But they lost 3 out of 4 to the Angels. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. They've lost 7 out of their last 10. But even the starting pitching actually has been the biggest Achilles heel for the Mariners this year. But the offense and the bullpen lagged last week. So I don't know. This team, I don't know, man. I really thought they were really going to take a step forward this year, and they have just really underperformed. If we take a look last week, I had them at number 18. So they fall 4 spots into this tier. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. At number 21, I got the Arizona Diamondbacks filling out this tier. They won their series against the Twins this weekend. Gotta love it. Hey, do the Diamondbacks maybe have a little bit of something in them? If we go take a look at the standings. Here we go. Pulling this up here. Where are the Mariners currently? Not the Mariners, the Diamondbacks, sorry. Right now, the Diamondbacks, they're 6.5 out of a wild card spot. So they're not completely out of it. Not completely out of it. But they're going to have to start putting some series wins together. They're going to have to put together a streak. They're not dead, but they're not looking great. But as for the Diamondbacks, again, you did win your series against the Twins this weekend. Twins are a pretty good team. Big game for Christian Walker today. Had a couple of home runs. Christian Walker, that bat is starting to come alive. He showed some good advanced metrics in the first month of the season, but his stats weren't very good. But now the stats are starting to come around. Starting pitching was actually pretty good for the Diamondbacks this week. Merrill Kelly, Zach Davies, Bumgarner, Gallen, they all had pretty solid starts. And, hey, the Diamondbacks, they move up, I think, a couple of spots. Or no, actually, they stay at number 21. We had some other teams, man, just do a little bit better. And actually, one team that has been playing better as of late, coming in at number 20, the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies last week, I had them at number 22, so they leapfrogged the Diamondbacks here. How about the Rockies sweeping the Padres? Are you kidding me? They got swept by the Guardians, but then you swept the Padres, one of the best teams in Major League Baseball this year. Are you kidding me? Last week, they ranked 8th in offense. As you can see, well, that was coming into today. But let's actually pull up some numbers here with the Colorado Rockies, man. Are you kidding me? Man, oh man, these bats are on fire. And this was without Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, I guess he's going to be going on a rehab assignment soon. He's been dealing with, I think, his back this year. So, but Charlie Blackmon, he's been on fire. Brian Serven. I mean, look at Serven. Coming into today, he was hitting .583 over his last 4 games. CJ Cron, he's just hitting moonshots. He hit one to Jupiter, wherever the heck it landed. Connor Joe's been hitting really well lately. Even Jonathan Daz has been hitting pretty good. So, Man, oh man. Rockies, man. Their offense has been very good, and they really took it to the Padres this past week, or this past weekend. Again, the Padres. Last week's power rankings, I had them number 4, and the Rockies are number 22, and here come the Rockies, just getting a good old sweep on the Padres. You gotta love it. Number 19, I got the Marlins. If we take a look here, I had the Marlins at number 17 last week, but they dropped a couple of spots this week. They lost both of their series to the Mets and the Phillies. However, I do want to point out Gerard Encarnacion. Are you kidding me? Hit a grand slam for his first big league hit. He just got the call recently. And actually, if we go take a look at the Marlins' top prospects, he was overall the number 20 prospect getting the call. And if we take a look here, so he's mainly an outfielder. He can play some first base as well. If we're looking at the scouting grades, not a whole lot. He's a big guy, 6'4", 250. He only had a hit tool of 40, power at 50. But he has a good arm, a 60 arm. But if we take a look at his numbers in the minor leagues this year, I mean, hitting really well this year in the minor leagues. Over AA and AAA, he was hitting .313 with a .385 on base and a .518 slugging. Look at the power, 13 home runs in the minors. So the Marlins basically said, all right, let's give this guy a shot. Let's see what he can do. And then he ends up hitting a grand slam in his first game. Are you kidding me? First ever Dominican-born player to hit a grand slam for his first big league hit. You got to love that, man. Got to love it. You got to love a good story like that. I love it. Here we go. Moving on. But the Marlins did have a come-from-behind win today, actually. Come-from-behind win. But overall, just not a great week for the Marlins. Again, losing both their series. So they drop 2 spots. Here's another team, man. Here's another team that has not been playing very well lately. But they played pretty well this last series against the Mariners, and that's the Angels. The Angels move up to number 18. That's 2 spots from last week. Or no, 1 spot from last week. 19 last week, so they move up to 18 this week. Hey, good series against the Mariners. You win the series, but Mike Trout, holy cow, Mike Trout. Are you kidding me? What the heck was going on? He was so ice cold at one point, and the guy just caught fire in this past series. Listen to this series that he had. 5 home runs, 7 RBIs. Are you kidding me? What the heck is going on? Mike Trout, what the holy cow. Listen to these pretty cool little stats here about Mike Trout. After this series against the Mariners, he is now tied with Rafael Palmeiro for the most home runs versus the Mariners with 52. He also has 33 home runs in Seattle. That's 16th all time, and that's the most among active players. So Mike Trout basically carried the Angels this past weekend against the Mariners. So, but before that, they did lose both of their games to the Dodgers. So I guess you could say an up and down week, but way better than what they've been doing lately. Bad news for the Angels this past week. Anthony Rendon going to be out for the season. This could be the worst contract of all time. If we go take a look at baseball trade values, as of right now, if we look at the current contracts, again, me and John of Baseball Trade Values, we're going to be doing a weekly show coming up. We're going to be doing a weekly live show where we're going to be talking all trades, any trade content you want to listen to, we're going to have it. Be on the lookout for that in the next couple of weeks. But as for Anthony Rendon, as of right now, according to John and his team at Baseball Trade Values, Steven Strasburg is the worst contract overall. Anthony Rendon right behind him. Negative $141 million. Are you kidding me? Anthony Rendon, like, this is, like, I can't believe this. Like, this has just gone extremely downhill for him. 2019, man, he was so good. So good. And look what's happened. I can't believe it. I don't know, man. Especially when a guy who did such a great job at getting on base like he did, he's just, man. I don't know. Hopefully he can turn things around. I hope he does. You know, and the Angels, man, everything was looking so good for the Angels, and now everything is just looking so bad. Like I can't even think. Off the top of my head, a team. I mean, I can think of my Red Sox back in 2011. They looked really good, and then they just completely fell apart. So it's not the same thing. But the Angels, man, they just looked phenomenal. They looked phenomenal, and I don't know. But they do climb up one spot from last week. They can thank their good series against the Mariners for that. But, hey, the Mariners, they're not playing great baseball either. But could the Angels, could this maybe light a fire in them? Could this maybe get them going a little bit? We'll have to wait and see. Let's actually take a look here at the Angels' schedule coming up. Okay, let's take a look here. It's going to be interesting to see whether the Angels will sell at the deadline. I mean, if we take a look at the current standings, the Angels, I mean, they're not out of it. They're 4.5 out of a wild card. So one streak can get them going. I mean, right now, we got 4 teams involved for a wild card spot. You got the Blue Jays, the Guardians, the Rays, and my Red Sox. The White Sox are right there. The Angels are right there. Even Texas is hanging around a little bit, but I don't know. The Angels, man, they're gonna have to start winning some series. But if you take a look, it's not gonna get any easier, man. It's not gonna get any easier. Well, actually, at least in the short term, it will. You got Kansas City coming up this week at home. You got the Mariners again. I mean, you just took it to them in this past series. And then you got the White Sox. That's an interesting one. Both teams underperforming. But, hey, Kansas City, they're going to have to win this one. They're going to have to win this one against Seattle. So if they can put together some wins here over the next, how many games is this? 9 games? If they could win at least 6 out of these next 9, I think that'll put them back on the right track. But then once you go to July, series against the Astros on the road, then you have the Marlins and the Orioles, so that should be okay. Then you got the Astros and the Dodgers again. So at least those ones will be at home. But the Angels, man, they got some series here. They can definitely win, but they got some tough ones as well. So either way, they're just going to have to start playing better. There's really nothing else to it. At number 17, we got the White Sox. Just mentioned the White Sox, another underperforming team, but they are playing better recently. I do think they lost tonight. I mean, I know they were pretty much on their way to losing tonight against the Astros over there on ESPN. I think it's fine. I mean, if it's not here, yeah. Okay, so the White Sox ended up scoring a couple late. I saw the Astros were up 4-1. So, yeah, the White Sox scored 2 in the 8th. But I tell you, man, this Astros team, we're going to talk about the Astros in just a little bit. But, man, so the Astros win this series against the White Sox. So that would have been nice. The White Sox were looking okay coming into this. They won their series against the Tigers. Well, they swept them, actually. The offense was actually really good this past week. They were 3rd overall in offense on Fangraphs this past week. Now, they definitely had a couple of blowouts there where they just piled on some runs. But, hey, whatever. Overall this week, Jose Abreu, he's been heating up. I mean, I'm not looking at the numbers. Let's actually take a look at the box score tonight. So the White Sox tonight, Robert had a good one, 2 for 4 tonight. Pollock had a good one, 2 for 3. Overall, not a whole lot. You had 3 runs, 6 hits. Kopech, looked okay. I mean, not great, but not bad, I guess. But Javier did all right for the Astros. 1 earned on 5 innings. But yeah, the White Sox coming into this, their offense was on fire. I mean, look at these numbers here. Jose Abreu coming into today was hitting .429 on the week. Vaughn was hitting .465. Moncada's starting to heat up as well. I think that's another thing that's been missing for the White Sox as of late is Moncada. This is a really good player, and he's been pretty much cold. So it's nice to see these numbers coming alive. Had 6 RBIs on the week. Robert had himself a good week. Harrison, that's another one who's been ice cold. The White Sox have had some of the worst production at second base this year. I believe they're in the bottom 3 when it comes to production at second base. So nice to see Harrison getting in on some of the action. Did he play tonight? And he went 0 for 3 tonight. So, but these numbers coming into today, pretty good. Only a few games. But Lance Lynn also did come back this week. Did everyone see that with Lance Lynn getting into an argument with the third base coach? I guess after the game, did anyone see that? He was talking about the argument. He basically kind of did a thing where Lindor and McNeil last year, it's kind of making me laugh thinking about it. But Lindor and McNeil last year, remember the whole thing with the rat or the rat or whatever? But then Lynn, he said with his argument with the third base coach, they were arguing over whether a ribeye was better than a filet mignon. How did he word it? Lance Lynn, he was like, yeah, no, I'm a ribeye and potatoes kind of guy. So, I mean, of course, that's not what they were arguing about, but it was pretty funny overall. So, but yeah, Lance Lynn didn't look all that great. I believe he gave up like 10 hits in that. But Lance Lynn, he's just his presence alone, I think, is going to help. I do think he is going to get better. I mean, guy hadn't pitched at all. So I think he's in a couple of starts. I think Lance Lynn, you're going to start seeing some good starts from him. And looking at the White Sox at the standings, I just mentioned this, 3.5 out. The Red Sox, half a game out right now behind Tampa and Cleveland for the third wild card spot. Or no, sorry, half a game behind Tampa. So look at Cleveland now. Cleveland is now the second wild card holder. Cleveland was completely out of it, but we'll talk about them in just a little bit. But Red Sox now are behind Tampa. They got a couple of series coming up with Tampa. Those are going to be big ones, man. Those are going to be big ones. We'll talk about the Rays here in a little bit as well. But the White Sox, 3.5 out. They're not out of it by any means. So it's going to be interesting with the White Sox and the Angels. Are they going to sell? Or are they going to buy? I don't know. These are like win now kind of teams. I'm very intrigued about the White Sox and the Angels. I'm going to be paying a lot of attention to those two teams, especially in the month of July. But they're going to have to start winning. You got, 11 more days left in the month of June. They're going to have to start winning here. So, I mean, because at this point, it's like, I don't know. To me, I don't know, man. The Angels, man, if they're out of it, I mean, both of these teams need to replenish their farm. So that's the one thing I think about. The White Sox, they have one of the I believe the White Sox actually have the worst farm system right now because, everyone recently came up. So they need to replenish that farm system so bad. And then the Angels, man, they have been replenishing a little bit. I mean, you see the draft they had last year, 20 pitchers. They need to start adding some stuff. You got some pieces here on the major league team for both the Angels and the White Sox that you could sell. I don't know. I'm going to be very intrigued about those two teams going into the deadline. But we talked about the offense with the White Sox. Before I move on, we talked about the offense, very good lately. But the pitching staff before tonight, they were 4-1 on the week. 4-1. So overall, the White Sox are playing a little better. They did lose their series against the Astros. They made it close there. They scored a couple there in the 8th. So we'll have to wait and see, man. But I think the White Sox and the Angels could be showing signs of heating up here. We'll have to wait and see. Number 16, just like last week, I got the Rangers at 16 again. They split versus the Tigers. They did lose their series versus Houston. But, I mean, the reason I have the Rangers here at 16, I thought about maybe moving the White Sox and the Angels ahead. But, you know, I'm just going to stick with the Rangers at 16. You know, I don't really have a reason. The White Sox and the Angels, to me, didn't do enough to really knock them off of that number 16 spot. Shane Bentley, what is going on? Shane Bentley, hello, watching your snazzy show. I appreciate the a snazzy show. I love that compliment. While playing MLB The Show, I have no addiction. Shane, you're living the life, my man. You're living the life. Playing the show, listening to my power rankings that everyone's going to complain about at the end of the show. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Shane, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. So, MLB The Show, man. I got to start picking up on the content for that. I have not been doing MLB The Show. I got my PS5 sitting over there. I did everything I could to get one, and I've barely used it. Barely used it. I got to start kicking up on MLB The Show. I'll tell you, man. I'm not good at MLB The Show. I like doing all the franchise stuff, but like playing it, I'm just not that good. MVP Baseball, the greatest baseball game of all time. Greatest baseball game of all time. Oh! What is going on? Andrew Lee has become a member for the 9th straight month. Andrew Lee, man, oh man, my friend, you've been a long-time supporter of the channel. I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Everyone else, don't forget, we got memberships on this channel, 99 cents per month. Yes, I will say it again, 99 cents per month. What does that get you? Well, it gets you the nice little badges next to your name, gives you the emojis for the chat, but it also gives you access to a private Discord where if you want to talk baseball throughout the day, you got that option. But it's only 99 cents per month. What are you doing? Sign up for a membership. It's 99 cents. That's not even close to a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Are you kidding me? Number 15. Moving into the top half. Or actually, hold on really quick. We've reached the halfway point. Let me just take a quick little break here. If anyone is new, think about subscribing. Busy time of the season coming up. Busy time. Got the trade deadline coming up in 45 days? Something like that. So now is the time to start subscribing to the channel. Everyone, if you can, where are we at with the likes? We're at 81 likes and we got 243 people in the chat. What the heck are we doing? Everyone, take that finger and hit that like button. My goodness, what are we doing? Come on, everyone. I mean, I know my face is terrible, but come on, hit me a like at least. Hit the bell notification, everyone. That way you get notified every time I do go live or anytime I upload. I uploaded 3 videos this past week. So if you haven't seen those, go check them out. But if you haven't hit the bell. And also share the stream if you can. Don't forget, we have partnerships here with SeatGeek. $20 off your first purchase if you use my code HYDE. So definitely take advantage of that if you have not already. Check out Prize Picks. If you're into the sports betting game and you're tired of FanDuel, you're tired of DraftKings, give Prize Picks a chance. They use the over-under system where you're playing against the computer instead of actual people. Use my code GINGER. You'll get a 100% deposit match. Also, I am the host of the Believe in Red Sox podcast on the Believe Podcast Network. And everyone, I actually will say, if you can, if you ever get some time, it would be huge for me if you could go on Spotify and go give a rating, preferably a 5-star rating. That would be wonderful. If you could go give me a rating on Spotify, that would really help. That will help kind of get my podcast out there a little bit more. So if you do got the time, please go give me a rating on there. You can find it on Google as well, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts as well. But if you can, give me a 5-star rating. It would be greatly appreciated. And don't forget, I mentioned this earlier, we are now partners with Baseball Trade Values. Me and John of Baseball Trade Values, we're going to be starting a show in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a really fun show to talk about. I'm pretty excited for it. So we're going to be talking all things trades, and I'm telling you, John of Baseball Trade Values is a very valuable resource to have, especially with the trade deadline coming up. So be on the lookout for that. Alrighty, everyone. Let's get back to the power rankings. Here we go. Alrighty, into the top half we go. And this is one of the biggest drops. This is one of the biggest drops of the week. I hate to do it because, hey, you all know how high I am on this team. I'm very high on this team all the time. And but you know what? They're just not playing great lately, man. And some other teams are playing way better. I had to make the move. I'm dropping the Rays down all the way to number 15. I can't believe I'm even doing that. But last week I had the Rays in the top 10. I had them at number 10. But I'm dropping them down, man. They did not have themselves a good week. They just have not been playing really great baseball lately. If we actually go pull up the Rays here. Let's pull up the Rays. 36-29. Actually, is that updated yet? No, they're 36-30. So that hasn't even updated yet. But in the month of June, they were actually doing all right in the first couple of months, but now they're under 500 for the month of June. They lost today, so they're 8-9 in the month of June. So I don't know, man. If we take a look, the Rays, they're 3-7 in their last 10. They are now tied when it comes to. Oh no, well, the Cleveland Guardians are a little ahead in winning percentage, but the Red Sox are half a game back of the Rays for the third wild card. So the Rays are right there, firmly in grasp of that second wild card. Oh, we got a member. Jacob Toon has become a member for 10 months, but I'm seeing a new member in the chat. Here he comes. Carlos has become a member. Carlos, thank you so much, my friend. If you go to the community tab on my channel, go to the community tab, and then you're going to see a link for the Discord that should take you to the Discord. So go to the community tab and go check that out, man. Go join that Discord. They're talking baseball there all the time. But getting back to Tampa, Carlos, thank you so much, my friend. And Jacob, thank you for becoming a member for the 10th straight month. That is greatly appreciated. So here we go. Back to Tampa. They've just not been playing great baseball lately. Down 5 spots from last week. They got swept by the Yankees this past week. They lost their series to the Orioles. The bullpen and the offense have just not been that great. The starting pitching has actually been pretty good. If we go take a look at the starting pitching, they rank 9th in FIP on the week. And actually an ERA, a 1.85 ERA coming into today. The starting pitching has been really good. Let's actually pull up some starters here. Tampa Bay, man. I mean, Boz came back up recently, man. You got to love that. He was dealing with some injuries there, but he's back. He looked really good. I mean, Kluber looked really good this past week. 6 innings. McClanahan, he's just been having a really good season overall. McClanahan's going to get some Cy Young votes. Count on that. It's just the bullpen lately. The offense has been sputtering. I don't know what is going on with this offense, man. If we take a look, Tampa this past week only ranked 22nd overall. And actually, if we go take a look at how they're doing for the whole year, Tampa is only 21st. That is crazy considering, you know, you got some bats. I know they've had some injuries. You know, Brandon Lau hasn't really been there. So, but Wander Franco, man, like, where is Franco? Where is he? Where is Franco? Did I just completely miss him? Oh, here he is. I can't believe I missed him. But yeah, he's not really doing all that much. The batting average is okay, but he's not really getting on base. His slugging is okay. It's not what it should be, though. 421. WRC plus is, it's fine, I guess. But that's not what Franco should be doing, man. So I know he's been dealing with some injuries. I mean, as you can see here, he's only played 45 games on the year. It's just crazy to think Ji-Man Choi has been their best offensive player this year, and Manuel Margot is number 2. They're just not, I don't know. This offense just has not been that great. Yandy Diaz has actually been pretty good. 402 on base for him this year. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. This offense needs something. They're just really lacking. And they might have to go get a bat at the deadline. I think their pitching is fine. I don't think they need to really do anything with the pitching. Go get a bat. You know who I think could be really good? You know who I think? I think Ian Happ. Ian Happ could be a pretty nice piece for the Rays. I would like that. Switch hitter. Making a lot of contact for the Cubs this year. I think I would love to see Ian Happ in a Rays uniform. I think that would be pretty nice. So, anyway, moving on. So, Tampa, I have them at number 15. Coming in at number 14, I actually think they're going up. No, they're staying at number 14. The Milwaukee Brewers playing a little better. They were really slumping there. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Mets in the beginning of the week, and then they swept the Reds over the weekend, so that was really nice. The big one, I don't know, do you call it a big story? I thought it was kind of a big story. Lorenzo Cain getting DFA'd. Man, Lorenzo Cain, really good player, and just hasn't really been doing all that much, and I don't know. It was kind of sad to see, because he was really good there for the Royals. Brewers fans were pretty hyped when he came over there, but he just wasn't really doing anything. And it's like, you got to start improving the offense. This offense is one of the worst offenses in Major League Baseball this year. I wouldn't say one of the worst, but they're below average. They're not really doing all that much. I'm telling you, man, I tweeted this out this past week. You know who I think would be really good? Actually, I just said the Rays with Ian Happ, I think would be a really nice fit. I think this player could be a nice fit for the Rays too. But I think he would be a great fit for the Brewers, man. Brian Reynolds, man, stick him out there in center field. I know you got Tyrone Taylor, but I don't know, man. To me, if you could go make a move for Brian Reynolds, it might be a little tough because the Brewers don't have a lot of great prospects. They got a few there that could close the gap in terms of value. But I think Brian Reynolds, man, would be pretty nice. I would like for him to be on the Brewers. I think Brian Reynolds could be really good for the Rays now that I think about it. Could you imagine Brian Reynolds with the Rays? He's under control. The Rays got the prospects. Oof. I actually think I kind of like that. I think I like that. Brian Reynolds on the Tampa Bay Rays. I kind of like it. Now, the question is, will the Pirates trade Brian Reynolds? I don't know. He's been in rumors for what feels like the last couple of years now. So we'll have to wait and see. But he would bring back a lot of good prospects. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, Super Chat coming in. He struck, man. $5 Super Chat. Hot take. The Yankees go out and get Andrew Benintendi from KC. Bat would not be fair in Yankee Stadium. Man, oh man. Let's take a look here. Andrew Benintendi. You know what? I'm actually going to have some fun here. Thank you for the Super Chat, He Struck Man. Because of that Super Chat, I'm going to pull up Andrew Benintendi on Baseball Savant. Let's see what Benintendi would look like at Yankee Stadium. I've been using lately on Baseball Savant is the Illustrator. I've actually been having some fun with it. But overall this year, Benintendi's been really solid, hitting .295. He's been kind of cold lately. That batting average was in the 320s at one point, so it's gone down. But the on-base is still looking really good at 358, 382 slugging. That definitely could be better. But Benintendi is going to be more of a guy that gets on base, makes contact. He's going to hit doubles. He's not really going to be a home run hitter, but at Yankee Stadium, you could see those home runs come up a little bit. Let's take a look at his splits. He's hitting better against righties this year. 315 against righties, but only 247 against lefties. So that is something to keep in mind. But overall, Benintendi is not really going to give you a lot of power. He'd be a nice bat at the top of a lineup, you know? So, but at Yankee Stadium, let's see how he would be. Just on the quick numbers, if we look at the expected numbers, he has 2 home runs on the year. But with the Yankees, that would double. So actually, where he would actually, that's crazy. With the Astros, he would have 9 home runs. Ooh, I got to go look at this, man. He would have 9 home runs with the Astros. So let's pull up the illustrator. Andrew Benintendi. Let's take a look. Here we go. The spray chart. Okay, so this is at Kauffman. Now, here's a big reason why Benintendi does not have a lot of home runs. Kauffman, that's a pitcher's park. That's why I think Benintendi is a much better fit there, because Benintendi is more of a gaps hitter. He's not really a home run hitter. You know, yeah, he'll get into one here and there. But, you know, Benintendi, that bat is more suited for a place like Kauffman. And I said that. When that trade happened, I said, I think he's going to be a really good fit at Kauffman. I tweeted it out, actually. So if someone wants to go find that tweet, you can go find it. But, hey, what do you know? I got that right, because he's been way better this year, and he was pretty good last year for the Royals. Oh, Joe Hill with a $10 super chat. What is going on? If hitting is contagious, Riley Green has infected the Tigers. Joe Hill, man. Riley Green got on base what it felt like every single at-bat this past weekend. He had 4 walks and 2 hits in 2 games. What the heck? You don't see that a lot from rookies, man. Hopefully, Spencer Torkelson will start to pick up the pace. Spencer Torkelson, the last time I checked, was the worst valued player in all of Major League Baseball. My goodness. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Hopefully Riley Green, man, maybe, I don't know, maybe that could be a bit of a mental boost for Torkelson. You know, they were playing together throughout the minor leagues. I don't know. Torkelson's got to pick it up, man, but pretty good to see Riley Green really did some damage, man. I'm excited for Riley Green. But let's take a look here from the last super chat, Andrew Benintendi at Yankee Stadium. Well, as you can see here, he had some balls. So he hit a triple against Joe Ryan. Was that against the Twins? Okay, so that was against the Twins. So that would have been a home run at Yankee Stadium. He had... Is this an out? What is this? Oh! He Struck Man has become a member. He Struck Man. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a member. Go to the community tab on my channel. Go find the Discord link. You'll see it. It's for members only, so it'll stick out. Thank you for becoming a member, my friend. I really appreciate that. But Benintendi, as you can see at Yankee Stadium, a lot of these balls would have been out. This one, I mean, he had a couple of home runs here that would have been no doubters, but a triple would have been a home run, I think. I mean, according to this, based on the length. But so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 home runs would have been out at Yankee Stadium. JJ Productions, thank you so much for becoming a subscriber. If anyone else is new, become a subscriber. But Benintendi would be fun at Yankee Stadium. Really quick before I get back to the power rankings. Now, where would Benintendi fit? That's the question. Now, the question is, Benintendi's a left fielder. You know, I wouldn't move Benintendi out of left field. I just wouldn't. You got Joey Gallo there, who is a lefty bat. I mean, I wouldn't put Benintendi in. Benintendi has shown his best position is left field. So I don't know. He would be fun there. Matthew, $4.99 Super Chat. What's going on? What do you think AJ Preller does before the trade deadline? What bat? Could you go after Brian Reynolds? Could you do it? Brian Reynolds would be fun. That would be fun. I'm just saying. But I think they got to go get a bat. We're going to talk about Manny Machado here in a little bit. He got hurt today. Hopefully he's not going to be out too long. But it did not look good with Manny Machado today, man. He had to get helped off the field. MRI came back negative, so that's good. But I think Preller, man, you have to go get a bat. You need to. Now, the question is, but Benintendi, again, just closing this one, I think it would be good. But the Yankees, I don't know what you're going to do with Gallo and everything. Joe Girardi hater with a Super Chat. My goodness, it's Super Chat City right now. Rumors out of Philly say they're targeting a young, controllable closer. Most people are saying Bednar, but I really like Scott Barlow. I'm telling you right now, David Bednar. Is it Bednar? Yeah, it's Bednar. So I don't think Bednar would be a good fit with the Phillies. Bednar is more of a fly ball guy. I'm going to tell you right now, if you go on the Illustrator with Bednar, you will see that he would not be a good fit in a lot of places because he's a fly ball guy. He has been helped out this year being in Pittsburgh. I'll tell you right now, I actually really wanted the Red Sox to maybe look at him until I looked at the Illustrator. At Fenway Park, no way. No way. I saw some of these fly balls that he's given up. They would have been out at Fenway Park. So I would not go after Bednar, especially if you're the Phillies. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Really quick, let me actually pull that up here. I think Barlow would be pretty good. But now the thing with the Phillies, though, is the infield defense has not been great. And I think Barlow gives up a lot of ground balls. So, again, if you take a look here at the batted ball profile, Bednar has a 30% ground ball percentage. That's pretty low. He has a 32% fly ball percentage. That's actually higher than the league average. So he's more fly balls. But Bednar, I don't think would be good for the Phillies. I don't think so. Let me actually pull this up really quick. We're off of the power rankings here for a second. I'm getting some super chats coming in. But really quick, just want to look at some of these charts here. Spray chart. Let's go to the Phillies. So, as you can see, with the Pirates, you see how the Pirates, it's better for a pitcher. So, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 balls, 5 of these would have been out. I think these two right here, this was against the Cubs, Rafael Ortega. That was at Wrigley. This was against Brendan Donovan. That's in St. Louis. And he had Manny Machado here. Was this in Pittsburgh or was that in San Diego? So that was in Pittsburgh. And then he had another one here. Edwin Rios. Was this in Dodger Stadium? No, that was in Pittsburgh too. So, but as you can see here, a pitcher-friendly park in Pittsburgh has been helpful for him. Look at all these big fly balls he's given up. Like, that's a lot. Like, let me show you at Fenway. Like, just, okay, you got your eyes here. You have your eyes focused on this. Look at what happens when I turn it to Fenway. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no way. I don't want him at Fenway, man. No. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope. But let's go to the Phillies. So let me go back here to the Pirates. So you got that visual. Now, let's turn this into the Phillies. I mean, yeah, a few more would go out. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he needs to go to a fly ball park. I think the best fit for him would be the Giants. Absolutely the Giants. The Giants need bullpen help, and they have a spacious field. He would be, in my opinion, the best team for Bednar, if he's going to go somewhere, would be the Giants. That's what I think. That's the team that would make... Are we still here? We're still here, everyone. Sorry about the lag. But, Yeah, SB. I actually wonder if Bednar will end up going anywhere because he is under a ton of control. So that's a lot of control, man. It's going to be hard for the Pirates to just give him up easily. So anyway, I appreciate all the super chats coming in. That was a nice little break. I don't think Bednar is going to go to... I don't think the Red Sox will get involved. I don't think the Yankees will get involved. The only team I think that makes sense for him are the Giants. That's it, man. That's it. So let's move back here to the power rankings. I had the Brewers. I think Brian Reynolds would be a really nice fit. Could they get him? I don't know. It's going to be tough. They don't have a lot of prospects, so we'll have to wait and see. But the Brewers, their offense this past week actually did rank well. Overall, the offense has not been great, but this past week they scored 36 runs, and they ranked 9th in offense coming into today. Hey, good story, man, with Hunter Renfroe. Hit a home run today on Father's Day. His father actually passed away last August. And, hey, hit a home run on Father's Day, man. That's a pretty good story if you ask me. But Hunter Renfroe actually did look pretty good on the week. Had 3 home runs this past week. So Hunter Renfroe, he's been pretty solid for them. Andrew McCutchen, man, he's actually heating up. He was scuffling there for the first couple of months. And but over his last 15 games, he's hitting .327 with an .840 OPS. So Andrew McCutchen's heating up. The bullpen didn't give up any runs this week. So I think the Brewers are starting to take a turn here. They really struggled for a little bit. But I think the Brewers, they're starting to get back to some winning ways. They did lose 2 out of 3 to the Mets, but a good sweep of the Reds, that could be just what they need to get back to some winning ways. Coming in at number 13, the Cleveland Guardians. Man, oh man, I'm starting to really like this team. I liked this team coming into the year, but after their win today against the Dodgers, I'm telling you, I'm starting to believe in this Cleveland Guardians team, man. I said before the season, I told you all, I will say this until I'm blue in the face. I told you all they were going to be in the mix for a wild card spot, and here they are. Right there for a while. They have the 3rd wild card spot. Or no, they have the 2nd wild card spot now. So the Guardians, man, they've been playing some great baseball. They won their series against the Dodgers this weekend. They won late today. Andres Gimenez had the go-ahead base hit. Andres Gimenez, man, he's having a great season for them. And that's been huge because he's been hitting well. He's been playing great defense. The Guardians, they have one of the best defenses in Major League Baseball, and they have one of the best infields in Major League Baseball. They climb here. They move up 2 spots. So the Guardians have been trending up for the last few weeks, man. I really like what the Guardians are doing. Shane Bieber really did look good today. 9 strikeouts into the 7th inning. Looked great against the Dodgers. Jose Ramirez had actually been hitting really well. If I were to actually pull up here, Jose Ramirez, look at these numbers. Whoa! Colton Ross. Eli Morgan needs recognition, deserves an all-star bid. Hey, Colton Ross, man. Look out for a video I got coming out this week. Your boy, Eli Morgan, he might be on that list. Be on the lookout for it, man. But let's go to Fangraphs. Thank you for the super chat, Colton. Really appreciate that. $1.99. Again, look out for a video. I'm not going to give you any more details, but he might be there. Look at the year that Eli Morgan's having for the Guardians, man. He's been a big part of that bullpen. That's one of the better bullpens in Major League Baseball. 19 games overall. He did have 1 start. But look at these numbers. A 1.71 ERA, a 2.57 FIP, 11 strikeouts per 9, a 1.42 walk per 9. That ratio is nasty. Let's actually go here to the relief pitching leaderboards. Where is he at? Here we go. Where is that K to walk ratio? Eli Morgan right now is 5th overall when it comes to strikeout to walk percentage. 5th overall. That's better than some of these other guys that are top relievers in the game, like Kenley Jansen, Michael King, David Bednar, who we just talked about. That's even better than Liam Hendricks, the highest paid reliever in all of baseball. Are you kidding me? Eli Morgan, he's been the real deal, man. You got to love what he's doing. Got to love what he's doing, man. But thank you for the super chat, Colton Ross. Really do appreciate that. There's so many good things about the Guardians right now. I love what they're doing. I want to put them up higher, but when it comes to where they rank statistically in a couple of areas, they're still not fully there yet when it comes to offensive rankings and starting pitching. They need to start climbing up those boards a little higher, but the Guardians, man, they have been playing a lot better lately, man. They're 13-4 on the month. They're 13 right now, but I'm telling you right now, they are getting close to the top 10. If they keep having another week, man, like they did this past week and the week before and the week before, they're going to be in this top 10 eventually. Oh, also, I was talking about the Indians offense. Jose Ramirez, 4 games this week, hit 471 with a 500 on base and a 647 slugging and a 234 WRC plus, but he jammed his thumb, didn't play today. I don't think he played yesterday either. So Jose Ramirez, hopefully that's not going to be something that lingers. Man, oh man. Jose Ramirez right now, he's just having a great season. Hopefully that thumb isn't something that bugs him for the whole year. I really hope not. I've jammed my thumb before. It's the worst. So hopefully he's good after a few days. So, but for the Guardians right now, again, trust me, I wanted to put him up higher. Like I've been the Guardians' biggest fan going back to this past offseason. I was telling everyone, Guardians, man, they could be in the mix for a playoff spot. So I wanted to put them up higher, but right now, I need to see another week. I think I need to see another week out of the Guardians before I start making some drastic moves for the top 10, but they're well on their way. Riley Hurley with a $5 super chat. Hey, man, just got back into baseball, and I'm a fan of the Nats and Twins. What do you think each team should do to rebuild and win in the future? Well, the Twins are looking pretty good, so they're doing all right. You don't got to really worry about the Twins as of right now. They got a pretty decent farm system there. I would worry more about the Nats right now. You got to start trading off some pieces, man. Strasburg is awful. Like, he's not awful when he's healthy. He's very good. But that contract is really bad. So, I don't know, man. I know this might sound drastic, but, dude, I don't know. If I'm running that organization and I'm looking at my farm system and I'm seeing how bare it is, you got some pretty decent pieces there. Cade Cavalli's been pitching pretty well, but there's just not a lot in that farm system, man. You just got these players that are kind of just wasting away at the major league level. You got some young players there that are going to be really good for them. Josiah Gray, Kyber Ruiz are going to be really good, but dude, if I'm running that ship and I'm looking at the kind of a package that Juan Soto could bring me, I'm just saying, man, that farm system, it's so bad. Now, could you find a way? I mean, they're going to have to just draft. That's the big thing. You're just going to have to draft well. You did draft Brady House last year. They got some pretty decent players in that draft, but that's going to be the big focus for the Nationals in the next few years, the draft. But when I'm looking at Soto and I'm looking at that value that he has and I'm looking at the boatload of prospects that guy could bring back, I don't know if you're going to be winning with him. I don't know, man. I think the Nationals, they really need to reset. They need to go rebuild. And Juan Soto would absolutely jumpstart that rebuild. I'm not saying to trade him. That's hard, man. But if you got a trade that you just could not refuse, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. But here we go. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. Riley Hurley. I think the Twins, they're in a better position than the Nats. Obviously, they got some good players on their major league team. You got some decent prospects there. I think one big question, what's going to happen with Correa? It's going to happen. Royce Lewis, man, he went down. He tore his ACL again. That's rough. Poor Royce Lewis, man. He came up to the majors earlier this year, and he was actually looking pretty good. Then he got sent back down after Correa came back. And I don't know. The Twins, not a great farm system, but it's not bad either. So, again, you're just going to have to really focus on that draft. That's the big thing, man. But the Twins, for them, they're playing good baseball this year. We'll get to the Twins here in a little bit. So, here we go. Guardians, I have at number 13. I would have liked to put them up higher. I just want to see another week. And it's also because when I'm looking here, the Guardians, they only rank 17th in offense. That kind of worries me a little bit. It's not a great offense. I think they could use another bat. I think that would be really big. And if I'm also looking at the starting pitching. Right now, the starting pitching is 18th. They're pitching better lately. If we look at the month of June. So Guardians fans, don't hate me for putting them at number 13. But Cleveland. Well, actually, Cleveland, funny enough, they're 18th on the year, but they're only 19th on the month. But the ERA looks really good, 3.72. They just don't get a lot of strikeouts from that rotation. It's not a bad rotation. It's just not, you got Bieber, but it's just not the flashiest of rotations. I really do like the bullpen. Really do like this bullpen. Now, with Cleveland, they're 12th overall. So in the month of June, they're 12th overall. They've been pitching very well this month. But for the whole year, Cleveland, they're 11th overall. So I love the bullpen. It's just the offense and the starting pitching, I feel like, need something. I feel like they need another starter. Bieber's great. The offense, you got some good pieces there. But I think they just need a little something there. I like the bullpen. But that's why I have the Guardians at 13. Offense and the starting pitching don't rank as well as some of these other teams. But the Guardians, man, they're just going to, if they keep on winning, they're going to force themselves into the top 10 here. So either way, I am very excited about this Guardians team. As a Red Sox fan, I am not excited. We got to play them in a couple of series coming up, but that's going to be fun. Guardians at number 13. Enough of the Guardians. At number 12, I do have the Cardinals. Hey, just saw a lot of Cardinals this past weekend. I was really excited for that series coming up, man. I remember in the beginning of the year, I was looking at the schedule, and I saw Red Sox Cardinals, and I'm like, ooh, I always love some Red Sox Cardinals, man. 04, 2013. Gotta love it, man. Red Sox, they got the Cardinals number, man. But I had the Cardinals at number 11 last week. They dropped down to number 12 after their series loss to my Red Sox. They lost 2 out of 3. I will say, though, the Cardinals, they did battle the Red Sox pretty hard this past week. They're a good team, and they made it hairy at the end of a couple of those games on Friday night, and then today. They were coming on late, man. They got ahead late. Joshua Stevens, Red Sox should not be ahead of the Cardinals. Well, they just beat them 2 out of 3, so I don't really know what you want me to say, my friend. I don't know what you want me to say. But I will give the Cardinals some praise here. If we go take a look at the Cardinals, they have the they have the 4th best offense as of right now. 4th best offense. That offense, man, Paul Goldschmidt, Arenado, Donovan, these guys have been heating up. Jose Estrada, Giraffe Neck Robbie is back, baby. I'm trying to hold him off as much as I can, but he just wants to. He's forcing his way in, man. Giraffe Neck Robbie, come on, stay away as long as you can. But Cardinals, man, it's a good offense. Really like that. Actually, Tyler O'Neill, I think he tweaked his hamstring today. I think he had a double. And I think he tweaked his hamstring on the way to second base. So, man, but hopefully he's not out too long. I've actually been really enjoying the Cardinals starting pitching. They're not going to rank well on Fangraphs, and the reason why is because they're not striking out a lot of guys. They're not really keeping the walks down, but that's not their game. I've mentioned this like the past few weeks now. They're not strikeout artists. Fangraphs is not going to like the Cardinals rotation, but man, oh man, Miles Mikolas almost had the no-hitter this past week. What the heck? That guy, man, I'm so happy for that guy. He has looked really good this year. He's had a couple of bumpy outings, but he's really good. I like him a lot, man. Matthew Liberatore actually looked good against the Pirates this week, and then he got sent back down. But overall, I like this Cardinals team. Trust me, I was not comfortable at all in this series, man. I was not comfy, man. Let's actually go pull up here the Cardinals offense. Let's take a look here. St. Louis. But yeah, Paul Goldschmidt continues to be red hot. Dude, I think Goldschmidt could end up being the MVP. If he keeps hitting like this, I don't see... I mean, his offense is off the charts. Like, look how far ahead he is of Jose Ramirez in offense. Like, it's not even close. He's about 7 points ahead. He's hitting .346, a .426 on base, a .626 slugging. He's got a .194 WRC plus. That's tied with Trout. Like, that's nuts, man. I mean, I was not very comfortable, man. When he was up at the plate, I was not feeling it. But Brendan Donovan's been hitting really well lately. Arenado hit a home run the other night. Hit a home run. And guess what? I called it. I said Arenado was going to hit a home run. And if you don't believe me, I tweeted it out. I tweeted out a video of it. I said, Arenado, I expected him to go deep Friday night. Because, well, he's hit Michael Walker really well in his career. Nolan Arenado, right-handed bat. Green monster. To me, that's like, oh, this guy's going to hit a home run. I don't see why he wouldn't. And then he did. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I really like this offense with the Cardinals. I like the pitching. They need a bullpen guy. They need a bullpen guy, man. If we go take a look at where they rank for the whole year. Let's take a look here. It's kind of similar with the starting pitching. 19th overall. They got a good ERA. 3.77. They just don't strike out a lot of guys. You know what? You know who I would really like for this bullpen? I would really like Daniel Bard. A guy that can get a lot of ground balls, but a guy that can also strike out a lot of guys. I think Daniel Bard would be really nice for the Cardinals. I think it'll be a really nice piece. He's not going to cost a lot. Strikeouts, ground balls. He fits perfect with the Cardinals. So I think that's what the Cardinals need to do. I think they need to go out. They need to go get a strikeout guy. You don't have your big guys out of the bullpen like Alex Reyes or Hicks. I think you need to go get a guy like that. Bard is that guy, basically. So I think that would be a really nice fit. So that's just me. But for me, I got the Cardinals coming in at number 12. My team that is knocking on the door for this week. My team that is knocking on the door for this week. I had them at number 13 this past week. The Philadelphia Phillies coming in at number 11. They're climbing up. 7-3 in their last 10. They won both their series this week against the Nationals and the Marlins. They did lose today, but they won 3 out of 4 against the Nationals. I think it was 3 out of 4. Or was it 2 out of 3? Can't remember. Their offense has just been on fire. Take a look at this offense, man. Look at this offense with the Phillies. 6th overall this past week. This offense has just been killing it all year. Well, not all year, but all month. Crazy, man. You fire Joe Girardi, and you're just hot. Look at the Phillies offense, man. overall, the Phillies are now 8th in offense on Fangraphs for the whole year. So, just saying, man. The Phillies, they're looking really good. But yes, I see here in the chat, it's the Nationals and the Marlins. Hey, John Turner, man, you got to beat up the good or the bad teams. I don't care who you're playing, man. To me, if you're beating up those bad teams, you're doing your job. You got to look good against those bad teams too. How many times have we seen this year the Dodgers go play the Pirates, and then the Pirates end up having their number? To me, it's like I almost look at it as these bad teams, they almost step it up against these good teams, right? Especially like at the Marlins, The Marlins are not a bad team. Not a bad team by any means. And then you're playing a division rival. To me, that kind of amps you up a little bit. You're going to get out there and you're going to go play and you're going to go try and win. I'm just saying. The Nationals, yeah, they're bad, but hey, you got the Phillies in town. You're going to step it up a little bit. You're going to step it up. So there's a little more of a oomph when it comes to division matchups, I would say. So, again, everyone was saying, hey, the Dodgers are playing the Pirates this week. And then the Pirates ended up sweeping them. So I'm just saying. So the Phillies, 8th in offense on the year, 6th in offense this past week. Let's actually go take a look here. We got a few guys on the Phillies right now that are just killing it. Rhys Hoskins, he's been killing it. Coming into today, he was hitting 423 on the week. Bryce Harper was hitting 444. He didn't play today. Kyle Schwarber had a couple home runs this week. They've been getting a lot of offense, man. Even Alec Boehm this past week. He has not had a very good year, but Alec Boehm this past week was actually pretty good. In 6 games, 28 plate appearances, he was hitting 333. So his bat is starting to heat up. He's not walking a lot, though. That's the big thing with Boehm, man. It's just like he's not walking a lot. We got to get the walks up, man. Look at the 21.4 strikeout percentage. Striking out a good amount, but he's been getting some hits. So the defense is also just not great with Boehm. But the big thing with the Phillies, starting pitching. They were 6th overall this past week in ERA with a 2.70. That was coming into today. But the Phillies this past week overall ranked 5th in starting pitching coming into today. A 3.87 FIP, under a walk per 9. Good starting pitching from the Phillies this past week. They got a great rotation, man. And actually, the bullpen has been a little better lately. Take a look here. The Phillies bullpen, 11th overall this past week. Still walking a lot of guys, almost 5 walks per 9 over the 20 appearances from their relievers this week. But 10 strikeouts per 9, a 3.44 ERA, 3.96 FIP. The Phillies, man, they're playing good. They're playing some good baseball. But they just got to keep this up. Let's actually go over here. Let's take a look at the Phillies' upcoming schedule. Who do they got coming up? I'm sure they got a couple division matchups coming up. Ballcap Sports is here. What is going on, Ballcap? How we doing? But we got the Rangers coming up for the Phillies. That's a win. It's only 2, but you should be able to split that. You should be able to win 2. Then you got the Padres on the road. That's going to be fun. Phillies and Padres. That should be a hard-fought series. And then you got the Braves at the end of the month. That's going to be a fun one. Braves and the Phillies, man. They haven't played since, I think they played last month. Yeah, they played last month. So both teams playing a lot better. That's going to be really fun. So that's going to be at home. And then you got the Cardinals, and you got the Nationals again, and then the Cardinals again, and then you got the Blue Jays for a couple. And then you got the Marlins, and then you got the All-Star game. So the Phillies, I think they're just going to keep on winning, man. That was the one thing. When the Phillies were slumping pretty bad, they still ranked well with their numbers. That was the weird thing. They ranked well. They ranked okay offensively. The starting pitching was good. The bullpen actually wasn't as bad as people thought. They just were blowing games. But that's why I wasn't really too surprised about the Phillies because, heating up like they have. I just think, I don't know, man, they ranked well with these categories. Like, it's kind of weird when you have good starting pitching, you have good bats, but you're just not winning. So I think just getting rid of Girardi was the key, man. But for me, I have the Phillies knocking on the door at number 11. They're close, man. They're close. And everyone, we have reached the top 10. Oh, I'm going Giraffe Neck Robbie mode here. The Red Sox are in the top 10. I'm doing it. Hate me all you want. I don't care. Call me Giraffe Neck Robbie all you want. But you know what? My Red Sox are on fire lately. They're playing great baseball. It's time for my Red Sox to be in the top 10. It is time, man. And you know why? Here's why. The Red Sox, man, they're just ranking really well in the main categories. They rank 12th in offense on the year. 12th in offense. So any Guardians fans that are like, well, the Red Sox, I mean, they're not, that great offensive, or they're not that much better than the Guardians. Well, Red Sox are 12th. Guardians are, what was it, 18th, 17th? And starting pitching for the Red Sox has been really good, man. The starting pitching for the Red Sox this past week ranked 5th overall. The offense ranked 5th overall. The starting pitching for the Red Sox this past week, when it comes to Fangraph WAR, they only ranked 17th, but the ERA this past week was a 2.89. The FIP was a 4.14, but hey, you know what? They got the job done. Trevor Story, man, he showed that glove a little bit this week. Man, oh man, he made a heck of a play. This week. But the Red Sox, they ranked 8th in ERA coming into today. And then Nick Pivetta, man. Listen, everyone, it is time to start showing some respect to Nick Pivetta. It's time. This is where he ranked coming into today. These don't update until like 6:30 in the morning. Pivetta was 27th overall among starting pitchers coming into today. Let me actually pull up these numbers starting in May. So since May 1st, all the way until today, Pivetta is 4th overall since May 1st. I mean, when are we going to start showing Nick Pivetta some respect? I mean, my goodness. John Turner, I see you in the chat, say show the standings. It's a half game difference, my friend. Half game difference. I'm looking at numbers. I look at record a little bit, but I'm looking at numbers. It does not bother me at all if the Guardians are a half game ahead. I could not care. I could care the least. Because, okay, if the Guardians were ahead maybe like, 3 games, 4 games, yeah, it's a half a game. I'm not really too worried about it. Let's see what happens when they go head-to-head. We're going to have to wait and see. But right now, the Red Sox, they have the better offense. They have the better starting pitching. Cleveland does have the better bullpen. I will definitely say that. Definitely have the better bullpen. But I'm not too worried about the fact that the Guardians are a half a game ahead. I'm not really worried about that. But as for Pivetta, 4th overall in Fangraph WAR since May 1st. This guy has completely turned into the ace of this staff. Evaldi hasn't been, well, he's been hurt. He's been hurt recently, has the hip problem. But Pivetta, my goodness, this guy is just insane. I mean, I don't know where he's going to end up. I'm guessing he's going to move up here into the top 3 once these update. So Pivetta, man, he's been fantastic. The Red Sox bullpen, they have not looked great lately. It's not been a great bullpen, but they have been getting the job done. It's weird because these numbers, when I look at these numbers, ERA of 5.82 with the bullpen this past week, but they've somehow been getting out of these jams. Like the Cardinals were making it really interesting on Friday, and then they made it really interesting today. And, man, but the Red Sox have somehow been getting just enough out of this bullpen. It's It's pretty, I don't know. I don't know. They need an arm for that bullpen. David Robertson, please come to Boston. They need an arm, man. And Chaim Bloom, if you can go get David Robertson, I will love you eternally. Chaim Bloom, if you're watching this stream for some odd apparent reason, I know you're looking for deals online right now on Amazon or something, but please, if you're listening to this, can you please give the Cubs a call and go get David Robertson? He fits perfectly. Come on. He gets the ground balls. He gets the strikeouts. He's the guy we need for the bullpen. That's the guy we need. Please. Please. I know you're looking for deals, you know. Ross Dress for Less. I know they got some great sales. You know, TJ Maxx. I know they got good sales too. But listen, the Cubs right now, you need to go give the Cubs a call and go get David Robertson. Anyway, but the Red Sox, they've been playing great baseball. The Guardians and the Cubs, to me, they're very close. The Guardians have the edge when it comes to the bullpen, but the Red Sox have the better offense. They are doing better with the starting pitching. I'm excited for when they play each other. I am really curious on how that's going to be a really close series, man. We actually go take a look. I think they have a couple of series coming up. I think they have 2 separate series. So let's take a look. So they got one next weekend. Oh, I'm excited about that. That's going to be a fun one. We got the Tigers coming up here. Ugh, and then we got the Blue Jays. Kill me. And then I think you got the Guardians one more time. No, it's after the All-Star break. So that's going to be big, man. They're playing each other 7 times over the next month. So the next few weeks, they're going to be, it's going to be interesting for this Red Sox team. SB, Robbie, Guardians should be at 12, not 13. Well, the reason is because if we take a look, the Phillies, they have the better offense. They have the better starting pitching. The Cardinals, they have the better offense. You could actually argue that maybe the Guardians have, at least when it comes to Fangraphs, that the Guardians have a slightly better rotation. But the Cardinals, man, I like their starting pitching more because they have just the perfect fit of their defense working with the starting pitching. So Fangraph-wise, they're not going to like the Cardinals, but I just like the defense that works with them. They get a lot of ground balls. You know, the guys in the outfield, they're doing their work. I don't know. The Cardinals rotation, I like it a lot. So you can make an argument that the Guardians have a better rotation. I don't know. I would go with the Cardinals personally. That's just me. Bullpen though, the Guardians, I take that Guardians bullpen. I would switch the Red Sox bullpen with the Guardians right now if I could. Absolutely. That bullpen is nasty. So I think you could make an argument for the Guardians to be here or even here. I think you could make that argument. So I'm just going to put them at 13 for now. 13 for now. Because I just like the Cardinals and the Phillies a little bit better. That's just me. We'll have to wait and see. One more week, man. I think the Guardians could be anywhere around here. So we'll have to wait and see. My Red Sox, they cracked the top 10. They cracked the top 10. Here we go. Moving on to number 9, I got the Twins. I feel like the Twins have been kind of in this spot now for, weeks? Anywhere from like 10 to 7. That's kind of where they seem to fall. They did fall 2 spots from last week. So they dropped down to number 9. They did win their series against the Mariners, but they lost their series against the Diamondbacks. That's a big reason why they dropped. Some other teams moving up as well. But the Twins, the starting pitching, I will say, they've been having some injuries as of late. But starting pitching was 10th in ERA last week. They're getting the job done. And you know who had a really good start? Dylan Bundy had a heck of a start against the Diamondbacks. Are you kidding me? We have a Dylan Bundy sighting. Dylan Bundy went 8 shutout innings. He had a game score of like 82 or 83. That's really good. Dylan Bundy. He hasn't had a good start since like 2020 when he was on the Angels. So good for Dylan Bundy, man, getting himself a good start. Bullpen was solid this week for the Twins. The Twins, I don't know what it is with this Twins team. It's just, I don't know. It's like, it's weird because it's like a good team. I just don't get excited about them. I don't know why, because they have fun players on that team. I just don't get excited about the Twins. I don't know why. Like, I feel like they just need something. They just need a little something. I feel like they need like a top of the rotation kind of a guy, or maybe a good arm for the bullpen or something. I don't know. It just feels like they're lacking something. Feels like I'm when I'm at dinner. I have a good meal, but I feel like I'm lacking a good side. It's like getting a burger without fries. Like, I don't know what to say. We're not getting dessert. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. The Twins, like, you got some good stuff there, but like it's just lacking something. I don't know what it is. The Twins last week, or actually on the year, ranked 6th in offense on the year. They got good bats there. And the starting pitching, like I said, the starting pitching ranked 10th last week. Before the year, I think they're 12th? No, they're 14th. So, it's kind of like the Cardinals, where like you're not really getting a lot of flashy production. You're getting just good overall solid production out of this rotation. 3.82 ERA, 3.97 FIP. Not walking a lot of guys. You're not striking out a lot of guys. I just feel like they need something. Luis Castillo, Frankie Montas. They'd be fantastic. Actually, I will say this. On Baseball Savant, both of those guys get a lot of ground balls. I actually wonder if either of those guys would be a great fit, because the Twins' infield defense right now is second to last with outs above average. Negative 23 outs above average. Luis Castillo, Frankie Montas, they get a lot of ground balls, so I don't know if that would be a great fit. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. Could maybe Tyler Mahle be a pretty good one? Because actually, if you look at their outfield defense, the Twins have the number 1 outfield defense, and Mahle gets a lot of fly balls. So I think that could end up being a pretty good fit. So unless the Twins can improve their infield defense, so I'm just saying. But I think the Twins do need something. I feel like they need something. I don't know what it is. It's a good team. I'm just, I'm not really, I don't know. I just wonder. But with the Twins, let's actually pull up their schedule here. Again, losing their series to the Diamondbacks over the weekend. But they got some pretty good matchups coming up. Taking a look here. You got the Guardians, 3 games at home. Then you got the Rockies. And then you got the Guardians for 5 more on the road. You got a doubleheader in here. Oof. That's going to be it's going to be interesting. And actually, where are the Guardians in terms of the division? Oh, 1 game back. 1 game back. This is huge. You got, how many was that? 8? You got 8 games against the Guardians, and you got 1, and the Guardians are 1 game back. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. The Guardians, with how good they're playing, I think they could do it. I think they could absolutely blow past the Twins here. So, if you're the Twins, man, you hate that you lost this series against the Diamondbacks this weekend. You want to win that. You want to win that series and come in feeling good. But, I don't know. This is interesting. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this because these are 8 games. I mean, these are all the implications, man. When you get to the end of the season, maybe one of these teams finishes ahead by 1 or 2 games. You look back to maybe these 8 games, and this could end up being the stretch that decides this division. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited about that. But the Twins, I think they need to make a move. Let's see how they are, though, after that. After those 8 games. Coming in at number 8. They made it to my top 10 last week. The Atlanta Braves at number 8. I had the Braves at number 7. They did fall 1 spot. I know that might be a little surprising, but they lost their series to the Cubs, man. And here's the reason. I'm going to be honest with you. The big reason why the Braves fell here is because some of these other teams have been pretty good. But, oh, we got a super chat here. Skull TYA Catch 84. At least you mentioned the injuries for the Twins. Nobody ever talks about their injuries, but they talk about everyone else's. But Minnesota is flyover country, so no one cares. They need a starting pitcher and a reliever. Yes, I agree. They absolutely they definitely need a bullpen arm. I feel like they're really lacking. I feel like they could get by with the starting pitching, but in the playoffs, they're going to need a starter, you know? I think they need a guy for the stretch run too. You know, I think they lack depth in that rotation and that bullpen. I feel like it's just lacking oomph, you know? But I agree with you. Skull, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Everyone, you've all been amazing with the super chats tonight. I really do appreciate it. But the Braves I have coming in at number 8. They've been red hot. They've won 15 out of their last 17, but they lost their series to the Cubs this past weekend, and some other teams did pretty good this past week. And so the Braves, unfortunately, fall 1 spot. But the offense looked really good last week. Offense looked really good. Let's pull it up here. Atlanta's offense has just been off the charts, man. Michael Harris II. This guy is out of his mind. Look at what he did again this past week. This guy's been on fire. Let's actually pull up his overall numbers. Take a look at what he's done in 20 games. He's hitting .324 with a .351 on base, a .514 slugging, a .138 WRC plus. Oh my goodness, this guy has been awesome. He's been a huge jolt for the Braves, and this past week, he was overall their best player, not counting today. Orlando Arcia has been hitting the cover off the ball. Dansby Swanson is starting to heat up a little bit. Even Duvall's driving in some runs. Travis d'Arnaud's heating up a little bit. Marcell Ozuna continues to keep hitting well. Austin Riley didn't do very well batting average or on base wise, but he had a couple of home runs, 5 RBIs. Where's Ronald Acuna? Acuna was cold this past week. He was cold. Whatever. He's going to be fine. The Braves, man, they've been on fire offensively. The ERA for the rotation last week coming into today was a 4.76, but the FIP was a 2.05. So keep that in mind. I think the Braves starting pitching is going to keep getting better and better. Charlie Morton, he had a big start against the Cubs, man. He is really starting to come around. Let me actually pull up here the Braves starting pitching. Here we go. Morton, man. 7 innings there against the Cubs. Let's actually take a look at his game log. Let's look at the game scores. The game scores have been getting a little better. This was his best start of the year. 7 innings, struck out 9. But last start against the Pirates, he struck out 12. He had been giving up 4 runs in each of these, but the strikeouts have been pretty good in the last few. His other best start this year was against the Padres. He went 6 innings, 2 hits, 9 Ks. But easily, this was his best start. 7 innings, 3 hits, 9 Ks on Friday. So Charlie Morton, man, starting to look like he is back on the saddle a little bit. So, but Atlanta bullpen also is very good. The only reason why they do drop 1 spot here is just because these other teams have kind of leapfrogged them a little bit. And that one team was the Giants. The San Francisco Giants, they move up a couple of spots from last week. I had them at number 9, and I got them at number 7. This might be a little high for some people. I could see this one being a little too high for some people. I could see that. I just like this Giants team. So they lost on the walk-off today, but they did win their series versus the Pirates and the Royals. So the Giants winning ball games. Give it up for Thairo Estrada as well. Tied it with a home run in the 9th before the bullpen ended up blowing it. I'm telling you, David Bednar, he's got to go to the Giants, man. Put David Bednar on the Giants. That would be a perfect fit. They need a bullpen guy. They need something. They have the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. If I were to actually pull it up. Or they had one of the worst. Where is it? Hold on a second. Let me pull this up. I think in the month of June. I'm sorry. Month of June. Okay, they have been doing a little better recently. They have climbed up. They were in the bottom 10 at one point. Okay, so they've gotten their act together a little bit. Whoa! Sound FX. $10 super chat. Not faulting you for dropping the Braves to number 8, losing the streak and the series to the Cub hurts. Next 10 games, 4 versus San Francisco. That's big. 3 versus LA. That's big. Then 3 at Philly. The next 2 weeks will tell us if Atlanta is playoff ready. Sound FX, man. We got a lot of teams that are getting some big series coming up. I'm excited for it. I hope everyone's excited, man. I hope everyone's excited. You got some good baseball coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm excited, man. Oh, E-Rock TV has been a member for 6 months. E-Rock TV, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate it. But Braves, Giants, that's going to be a fun series, man. Could that end up being a playoff preview? We'll have to wait and see. But the Giants, they were 9th in offense last week. Brandon Belt, he's been pretty hot lately, man. He's been pretty hot. The starting pitching has been really good for the Giants. Carlos Rodon, Webb. Oh, my. These guys are pitching really well. You got to love what they're doing. Alex Cobb actually came back from the IL, 4 innings to give up 2 home runs. Or 2 earned runs, sorry. But Cobb, man, if he's back, healthy, full strength, this Giants rotation is really good. I love Rodon and Webb at the top, man. They've just been awesome. But I really like the Giants. They, didn't play some great teams this past week, but overall winning both series, you got to love that. And if you were to compare the Giants and the Cubs, well, the Cubs, they're not a great team either, and the Braves lost 2 out of 3 to them. The Giants, Pirates and the Royals, also not great teams, but hey, the Giants, they got the job done against a weaker team. The Braves did not. So that's why I got the Giants slightly ahead of the Braves. But I do love what the Braves are doing. I think you could easily move these two around, whatever you think. But for me, I just like what the Giants are doing. They're just playing good baseball lately. And coming in at number 6, this one could ruffle some feathers. I could see this one ruffling some feathers. I'm going to keep them in the number 6 spot from last week, the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm telling you this right now. I can already see it. I can already see some people coming after me here. I know the Blue Jays did not have a great week. I know they did not have a great week. Their win today really helped them out. Oh my goodness. If they did not come back and win that one today, they were probably going to drop here. The Blue Jays, to me, I still like this team. They have not been playing great baseball this month. They were hot there for a little while. And they were hot there. But they've kind of cooled off. They've lost a couple of series here. They split with the Orioles. But they lose to the Yankees. They lose their series to the Yankees. But that was an amazing win today, coming back like that. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., man, big time home run, just hit a shot today. Are you kidding me? But the reason I have the Blue Jays at 6 is I'm just not ready to put... I need to see what the Braves do against some of these good teams coming up. Trust me, I actually really thought about putting the Braves right here. I actually really did. And I actually even thought about putting the Giants right here. But I'm not ready just yet. Not ready just yet. You guys know me. I like to give it a little more time before, especially with these good teams. I don't like to make drastic changes. I like to look at least a couple of weeks and kind of just, see. I don't just like to look at 1 week, Yeah, maybe I'll drop one, drop a team 1 or 2 spots. Like the Rays, I dropped 5 spots. But they had been kind of not playing great over the last couple of weeks. So that's why they dropped a good amount for me this week. Super chat. Brent Plays Madden. What's going on? $2 super chat. Going to Citi Field tomorrow to see my Mets play. Oh, that's exciting. I would love to go to Citi Field one day, man. I would love to go to Citi Field. Good for you, man. Go enjoy it. Go enjoy that game, man. Who are the Mets playing tomorrow? They got a... What is it? Oh, the Marlins. That's right. They're finishing up their series with the Marlins. Hey, should be a fun one. Oh, what's going on? Rocky Adams. Rocky Adams has been a member for the 9th, or is a member now for 9 months. Rocky Adams, thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Again, Brent, have a good time at the game tomorrow, my friend. That should be fun. That should be fun. E-Rock TV, $2 super chat. Here it comes. Good series, Robbie. See it in the World Series. Hey, man. Red Sox Cardinals every 9 years. Every 9 years. 2004 to 2013. 2013. 2022. Just saying. And we're at the 9-year mark. I'm excited. Red Sox Cardinals World Series. E-Rock TV, I'll see you in the World Series, my friend. See you in the World Series. It has to happen. It's every 9 years. But thank you, E-Rock. I appreciate the super chat, my friend. I appreciate all the super chats tonight. You guys have really been supportive tonight. Trust me. This goes a long way, man. All these super chats, I appreciate that. So, but for the Blue Jays, yeah, I'm not fully ready to drop them yet. I need to see another week out of them because they were looking really good there. I'm just going to give them another chance to see if they can get their act together. For this week, they have... But again, that was a big win today. Big win against the Yankees, man. Come from behind win, an exciting win like that. But coming up, the Blue Jays got the White Sox, and they got the Brewers. So, on the road for both. Those are winnable series, I think. Especially for a team like the Blue Jays. And you got the Red Sox at home, and then you got the Rays. Oh, my goodness. You got 5 against the Rays. We've been seeing a lot of 5-game series. Has anyone noticed that? A lot of 5-game series. I feel like we see them, like, a few times a week. But then you got a stretch here against these West teams that are, the A's especially. The Mariners, I'm still holding out a little bit of hope that they're going to maybe get their act together, but they're just not playing well. And then you got Kansas City. I think the Blue Jays are going to be fine. I'm going to give them another shot, man. Their offense has been really good. Vlad, he had a big week. Home run today. He had 3 for the week. Starting pitching, which was a strength of theirs, has actually not been doing very well lately. They rank 5th overall. But if we take a look at how they've been doing recently, let's pull this up here. In the month of June, the Blue Jays, they rank 8th. But if we go back the last week, the Blue Jays starting pitching got roughed up, man. 21st overall this past week. 1-4, 5.72 ERA, 4.13 FIP. So the expected number is better. So that's why I think Blue Jays fans, don't worry. I think your starting pitching is going to be fine. But Gosman's been getting hit a little bit. Barrios has been kind of a disappointment this year a little bit. I think he can get his act together. He has the track record. But for the Blue Jays, I'm going to hold for now at number 6. But they're very close to dropping. Very close. At number 5, here we go. We have made it to the top 5. We're going to start off with a team that has dropped a little from last week. From number 4 down to number 5, I got the Padres. Padres were number 4 last week. They are at number 5 for me this week. You could make the argument that maybe you could take them out of the top 5 because they got swept by the Rockies. Luckily for them, they just absolutely obliterated the Cubs this past week. My goodness. So the Padres helped themselves out with that series against the Cubs, but they got swept by the Rockies. And then Manny Machado got hurt. He looked really bad. That ankle did not look good. He was in pain. He was on the ground, and they had to carry him off. Man, but they had the MRI today. It came back negative. Looks like he just got himself a pretty nice, I guess it was an ankle sprain, But Machado, he's been their best bat. And they're going to need, and their offense was already not very good. I'm actually a little worried about the Padres offense. If you take a look here, they're 15th overall. That's middle of the road. And if we actually look in the month of June, or actually last week, the Padres, they had the best offense. And if we look at just the month of June, they're 4th overall. No, sorry. They are 6th overall this month. And now you're losing Machado. That's a bad loss, man. Because if you look at his numbers, Cronenworth has really stepped up. But Machado, this month alone, all year he's been great. But Machado in this month has 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, hitting .289, a .341 on base, a .513 slugging. That's a lot, man. He's been playing good defense out there, too. That's a big piece to lose. But this is going to be the true test for the Padres. Remember the Padres last year, they started having injuries. Started having guys falling like flies. And then the Padres fell off. This is where the Padres are going to get tested. This is going to be definitely a test for the Padres. Let's go take a look at right now who is lining up for third base. I'm imagining, who would it be? Well, Machado's not going to be here. So I guess, and right now, Sergio Alcantara would be the guy. Or no, so they're looking at, is Abrams going to get the call? I've never seen Fangraphs put this. Abrams will likely be recalled. I've never seen Fangraphs do that before. But, let me actually pull this up here. CJ Abrams. I would imagine it's going to be him. Right? It has to be. I don't see why it wouldn't be. He came up a little earlier this year. So he's been playing well in the minor leagues. But I would imagine Abrams. Can Abrams play third? He hasn't played third this. He played in how many games overall? He played 20 games. Can Hassan Kim play third? Can maybe Cronenworth play third too? Okay, so Hassan Kim can play third. So you could just do that. And then Cronenworth has not played third. Has Cronenworth played third in his career? He played one game at third. So my guess is you're going to put Ha-Seong Kim at third, and then Abrams will play short. So that's what I'm thinking, man. Oh, man. How about Robinson Cano? Oh. Oh, man. Well, Cano, if you did bring in Cano, how is he actually doing? Where is he? There we go. How's he doing in the minors? Cano, what are you doing? What are you doing? So in 6 games, he's hitting .259. Oh, man. Yeah, Tom, he was DFA'd, but they brought him back on like a minimum salary or whatever. So, yeah, but that's my guess. I think that's what they're going to do. You put just Kim at third, and then just Abrams will play short. So that seems to be the most logical. So, but the Padres, man, I'm a little worried about this offense because Machado was such a big piece. The offense has been really good lately, but now you're taking him out. So the starting pitching has not looked very good lately. ERA this past week was a 6.82. Bullpen was pretty good, though. Bullpen was pretty good. Bullpen ERA of 2.21 this past week. But the Padres, they got swept by the Rockies here, so they dropped down 1 spot. And coming in at number 4, this team has actually dropped as well. The Dodgers drop to number 4. They lost their series to the Guardians this past weekend. They lost today, lost late. They did win both against the Angels. They did win both, but you lost your series to the Guardians, man. I don't know. Mookie Betts, he's going to the IL with a cracked rib. That sounds awful. Sounds horrible. You kidding me? But my goodness. But they have been getting some really good starting pitching lately. So if I were to actually pull this up here. Dodgers starting pitching last week, not counting today, ranked 6 overall, 4 starts, a 0.70 ERA, 2.20 FIP. Very good starting pitching lately for the Dodgers. So the bullpen, 9th overall coming into today. So the Dodgers are getting good pitching. Could they go out there and go get a starting pitcher? A bullpen piece? Yeah, I don't see why not. But man, Anderson's been stepping up for them this year. Gonsolin's been huge. Kershaw just came back recently. They're getting great pitching. But now you're losing Mookie. So as of right now, and actually, how did the Dodgers offense? The Dodgers ranked 3rd in offense on the year. Let's see, how did they look this past week? Uh, 13th this past week, and then you lost today. So Dodgers offense has been okay, but now you're going to lose Mookie. So overall, you're going to have to step it up as a team, man. It looks like Eddie Alvarez is going to be the guy moving forward for the short term. I think the Dodgers will end up being fine. But for me, the Dodgers fall to number 4 just because when they lose a series and the Astros win both of their series this week, beating the Rangers, beating the White Sox. The Astros are just such a balanced team. Like, I can't even, like, really, like, they're so balanced. Like, the offense is good. They're not, like, top 5 or top 3 in any of those categories, but they're top 10. They have a top 10 offense. They're 10th in offense. They're 7th in starting pitching. The starting pitching is actually 5th. So expect that starting pitching, if healthy, to keep getting better. The bullpen is 8th. They're just a nice, balanced team. They also field well, play great defensively. Jeremy Payne is having a nice year at short. Jeremy Pena, I think you could even say he's probably playing better defense than Correa was last year at this point. I think Pena's been awesome, man. I really like what Jeremy Pena's doing. But the Astros offense overall, ranking 7th. I mean, even though you lost Correa, the fact that they're still just getting it done, man, like, they just don't skip a beat. Houston, let's pull up some guys here. This past week, Yordan Alvarez is just mashing in the month of June. In 15 games, this guy's coming into today, hitting 444, a 523 on base, 4 homers. Look at the slugging, 778. He's got a 271 WRC plus. That is nuts. Michael Brantley's been really good lately. Kyle Tucker's been heating up. Like I just mentioned, Jeremy Pena, he's been really solid with the bat, but he's also playing just great defense at short. Bregman has actually been ice cold, man. Bregman, I'm wondering what's going on with Bregman, man. I think Bregman's going to get hot at some point. If I were to pull up Bregman, I don't see Bregman just staying like this. He's got too good of an eye at the plate. He's not striking out. He's walking a ton. He's not chasing. He's not swinging and missing. I think he's going to, because if you look here, his expected batting average is in the top 50. His expected slugging is in the top 40. He's just not getting a lot of barrels. He's not getting a lot of hard hit balls. His average exit velocity is okay. I think Bregman is going to start getting better. I just don't see him staying this bad. His on base is good, 337. I think he's going to heat up. I'm guessing it's something mechanically that's going on with him. I think he's going to end up being fine. But if you notice here, he's very pull happy. Very pull happy. He doesn't hit like anything to the right. So that, I'm wondering if something's going on with his swing, you know? But overall, the Astros, man, they've just been playing great. They're 8th in starting pitching this past week, a 2.71 FIP. I mean, these guys are just turning in great starts. I really like what Houston's doing, man. It's funny because they're in my top 3, but they're just quiet, which is crazy. You know, like, it's the Astros, and everyone just loves to hate the Astros, but I feel like they're quietly one of the best teams in the game right now, and that's because I think the 2 New York teams are getting just so much attention. And I'm just going to put them in their spots now. The Mets at number 2 and the Yankees at number 1. I don't see really a reason to change this. The Yankees, to me, are just phenomenal. I mean, I know they lost today, whatever, but they were 1 win away from 50 wins, man. They're just so good. The Mets had a good week. They won their series against the Brewers. They won 2 out of 3 against the Marlins so far. They got 1 more tomorrow. So have to wait and see how that plays out. If they win that, they'll win the series. If they lose, they'll split. Not a whole lot of offense, actually, for the Mets lately. McNeil, he's been pretty hot, but there's not a whole lot else going on with that offense. Tyler McGill going to the IL with some shoulder issues. He's going to be on the IL for about 4 weeks. But big news. Big news. Max Scherzer. He's going on a rehab assignment, and he could be back by next week. So look out for Max Scherzer. Starting pitching has been doing well. Chris Bassett, Taijuan Walker, Carlos Carrasco each got a win this past week. The bullpen was 3rd in FIP coming into today from this past week. The Mets, they've been pitching well. Haven't been hitting at their full strength, but they're playing good baseball. And the Yankees, man, I mean, there's really not much to say about the Yankees. They're 1st in offense. They're 1st in starting pitching. They're 2nd in bullpen. They're 10th in fielding. So that's always nice. They swept Tampa Bay. They did lose today to the Blue Jays, but they still won the series 2 out of 3. I just don't see how you take the Yankees or the Mets out of the 1 or 2 spot. I think there's an argument maybe you could do the Astros at number 2 and maybe put the Mets at number 3. But this top 5 feels right for me. So, but the Yankees, man, they're just, I'm just going to pull up some numbers here because it's just kind of fun to look at. I mean, this starting rotation has just been phenomenal. Let's pull up this Yankees team, man. Here we go. Oh, man. Can't wait to play the Yankees soon. That's going to be a nightmare. Look at Aaron Judge, man. Look at Aaron Judge. Hitting 306, 381 on base, 657 slugging, 25 home runs. That leads the major leagues, 49 RBIs. Aaron Judge, man, he could be on his way to getting an MVP. I mean, I'm just saying, Aaron Judge right now is actually, funny enough, Aaron Judge is behind Rafi Devers in Fangraph WAR. I'm just saying. Rafi Devers got the higher batting average, but Aaron Judge has the higher slugging. The reason Rafi Devers is ahead is because his defense has actually been pretty good. And Judge, funny enough, his defense is a little lower than what it's used to. So, but hey, Rafi Devers for MVP, I'm all about it. But Judge, man, he's tearing the cover off the ball. As of right now, Aaron Judge is on his way to winning an MVP. He's got the surface numbers. He leads in home runs. He leads the American League in RBIs. I think so. Unless there's someone else. No, Jose Ramirez. Oh, wow. How did I miss that? He's second in RBIs. But Aaron Judge, to me, I think he is on his way to winning an MVP. I picked Jose Ramirez to win it. I think right now, you could make an argument that Jose Ramirez could be the pick. Now, where Judge, you have to remember here, because it's the voters. You know, they're going to see the 25 home runs. You know, Aaron Judge is the face of baseball. You know, the voters. To me, if you were to go between Judge and Jose Ramirez right now, I mean, you got to go Judge. At least if you were one of the voters, right? I think there's an argument for Jose Ramirez. On Fangraphs, he is overall the better offensive player. He has the higher on base. He has the higher WRC plus. He has more RBIs. He has more stolen bases. But I think Judge would win it based off of how they vote. Because Judge has he has the sexy numbers, if that makes sense. So, but this Yankees team, man, they're just phenomenal. Like, let's go back to this. Oh, even Jose Trevino. Are you kidding me? Jose Trevino, what a pickup he's been. Are you kidding me? He's hitting 283 with a 333 on base, 5 homers, 18 RBIs, playing great defense. DJ LeMahieu has been quietly having a pretty good year. A 343 on base, pretty solid. Giancarlo Stanton, a 516 slugging, 144 WRC plus, 14 homers, 42 RBIs. Anthony Rizzo has been quietly having a good year too. A lot of these guys are getting overshadowed because of Judge. Look at the year Gleyber Torres is having. Gleyber Torres has over a 500 slugging, 12 home runs, 29 RBIs. He's playing really well. You're not hearing anything about him, though. When times were tough for Gleyber Torres, you were hearing all of it. But Anthony Rizzo, what a great year he's having. Driving in 47 RBIs so far. Only a couple behind Judge. 17 home runs. That's second on the team. A 231 batting average, but he's got a 500 slugging. Josh Donaldson's been pretty... Wow, oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong... I was about to say, Josh Donaldson has 0 home runs? My goodness, I almost lost it. 5 home runs for Donaldson. Donaldson's actually been kind of you know? But, Matt Carpenter recently, too. Holy cow. Matt Carpenter's been with the Yankees for 12 games, and he is right now 9th in Fangraph WAR. Are you kidding me? He's only played 12 games with them. 13 if you count today. Did he play today? I can't remember. But are you kidding me? I mean, my goodness. He has an 844 slugging. He has a 234 WRC plus. I know Matt Carpenter is going to come down to earth eventually, but goodness gracious, Matt Carpenter, what a pickup, man. What a pickup. The starting pitching for the Yankees. Let's take a look. They were 4-0 this past week. Nestor Cortez, what a great story he's been. Tyone is 8-1. 2.70 ERA, 3.02 FIP. He just doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but he's gotten away from the strikeouts, trying to get more ground balls. So that's been really a recipe for success. Garrett Cole. Okay. Solid. 13 starts, 11 strikeouts per 9, keeping the walks down. Cole is still a little prone to the home run ball, so giving up almost 1.5 home runs. Montgomery's been solid. Severino's been quiet, but is anyone seeing what Luis Severino's doing this year? Are you kidding me? This guy, he was out for a long time, and he's having a great year. So now the one thing I think the Yankees will need to do is address the bullpen. They've been getting some injuries lately to that bullpen. Chapman, I'm guessing he's going to be back sometime in the next couple of weeks. He's had the Achilles lately. The Yankees bullpen is still really good. I'm not saying it's not good, but they've been having some injuries. Loaisiga has just been non-existent this year. Chad Green had to get Tommy John. I think it would serve them well to get a bullpen piece for down the stretch, just to give them some depth. They've had these other guys stepping up. King and Holmes have been stars. If they take Clay Holmes out of the closer role when Chapman comes back, I will die laughing. I will lose it. I will absolutely lose it. If you put Chapman back in that role, that would be the stupidest thing you'd ever do. Clay Holmes, do not take him out of the closer role. That would be the most idiotic thing I would ever see. They better not do it. If you're the Yankees, I'm telling you, as a Red Sox fan, do not take Clay Holmes out of that spot. Like, you'd be out of your mind. Don't tell me Aaron Boone's going to do it. Is Aaron Boone going to take Clay Holmes out of the closer role when Chapman comes back? I'll die laughing if he does. That would be stupid. But overall, the Yankees, they're a juggernaut this year. Tough loss for them today. Come from behind win, but that's what's gonna happen sometimes when you're going up against a good Blue Jays offense. But here we go, everyone. We have been here now for a couple hours. Here is my top 30. Took a little longer on this one today. Kind of wanted to dive into a little bit more with some of these teams. But here we go. Here's my top 30. Top 10. Yankees, Mets, Astros, Dodgers, Padres, Blue Jays, Giants, Braves, Twins, and my Red Sox have made it for the first time this year. I think you could argue maybe the Astros could be up ahead of the Mets. Maybe the Blue Jays could be lower. Maybe you could put the Giants or the Braves at number 6. You could maybe make an argument. Maybe the Guardians could be number 11 or number 10. Maybe the Phillies could even be number 10. Maybe the Brewers could be up higher. Maybe the Rays got dropped a little too low here. But this is kind of what I'm feeling for right now. To me, easily, the Yankees are the number 1 team. I feel like it's, to me, the Mets, I think that's a solid 2. I think the Mets, I could put the Astros up a little higher, but I feel good about the Mets at number 2. So, to me, I think the biggest team here, if I were to look back, I think you could drop the Blue Jays a little bit, but I still have confidence in this Blue Jays team. That's more of like a gut thing. I just think the Blue Jays are going to be fine. I would argue the Braves could be number 6. I just want to see more. I know that sounds crazy because the Braves have been so good. I just want to see what the Braves do against some of these good teams coming up. So, and the Giants, let's see if they can keep up their winning ways, playing some pretty easy teams this past week. So I think the biggest argument, I think you could argue the Blue Jays could be lower. The Guardians could be higher. So that's what I'm thinking here. Kevin, what's going on? Astros. Astros and the Yankees? I didn't even notice that. I'm excited. Oh, wow. What a stretch for the... that's a brutal schedule for the Yankees. Wow. How many games in a row is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 games in a row. Oh my God. 18. They have 20 games in a row. Are you kidding me? Man. They got the Astros for 4. You got the Rays again. Wow. So you just played the Rays. So now you got to go to Tampa, play them again. Then you got the Astros for 3 there. And then they're going to have a makeup game. So they got to travel to Houston. Oh, they got to go to Houston for 1 game. Interesting. So, well, yeah. The Yankees, they got a tough schedule coming up, man. Tough schedule. All right, everyone. I'm going to get out of here for the night. I'm exhausted. Really quick, before I do get out of here, if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Everyone, if you can, please hit that like button on the way out. I'd really appreciate that. Everyone, if you can, big favor, head on over to Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher. If you can, go give the podcast a rating. If you could, give me a 5-star rating. That would be really nice if you could do that. I'm not saying you have to do 5, but if you could, that'd be great. But yeah, that'd be really helpful if you can. That would help the podcast kind of pick up on the algorithm a little bit. Try and get some more attention out there. Don't forget, we have partnerships with SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE, $20 off. Prize Picks, use my code GINGER. You get a 100% deposit match. And then also, don't forget, we will be starting a show with baseball trade values rather soon. So be on the lookout for that. Everyone, I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate all the super chats. Man, oh man. If I were to roll through these really quick, E-Rock TV, Brent, Sound FX, Skull, Riley, Colton, Joe Girardi Hater, Matthew, Joe, He Struck Man. A lot of super chats tonight, man. Shane Bentley, Con Man. I appreciate all the super chats, man. That support really does go a long way. I appreciate it greatly. Everyone, go have yourself a good night. I'm exhausted. I am tired. I gotta go to bed. Have yourself a good night. Have a good week coming up. Be on the lookout for any content that I'm going to upload this week. I'm planning on uploading at least a few videos this week. Don't forget, I'm going live tomorrow morning for the Believe in Red Sox podcast. It'll be episode 5. I'm going to talk about this past series with the Cardinals, their upcoming series with the Tigers. Be on the lookout for that, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it as always. Everyone, have yourself a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.